Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us here for the News at 5. I'm Keisha Grant.
And I'm Mike Heideck. We'll get to those stories in just a moment. First, though, we are following a story you won't believe. Developing news out of Waterbury. A woman is accused of holding her stepson captive for 2 decades.
According to court documents, it began when he was in the 4th grade. He's now 31 years old. NBC Connecticut's Amanda Pitts digging into this story for us. She's live in Waterbury with the shocking details. Amanda, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Mike, Keisha, these allegations are disturbing to say the least. Kimberly Sullivan is accused of locking her stepson in a room for 20 years. That is until last month when he set a fire in that room to escape. Prosecutors say that move saved his life.
Quite frankly, the facts are something out of a horror movie, and that's without exaggeration.
A horror movie played out inside this Waterbury home for decades, according to investigators who say Kimberly Sullivan locked her stepson in a room for 20 years.
He'd been locked in that room since he was 11. He was given 2 cups of water per day. He'd been locked in there since 4th grade.
On February 17th is when prosecutors say the victim set a fire inside his 8x9 room using hand sanitizer and paper. That's when the fire department responded to the Blake Street home and found the now 31-year-old emaciated.
He lit that fire knowing he could very well die, but he'd been locked in that room for 20 years. And for 20 years, he'd been trying to get out of that room. He'd be let out less than 2 hours a day for chores under the supervision of this defendant. He'd then be locked back in that room. This victim, 31 years old, was 5'9", 68 pounds. He had a body mass index of 11%. Under 13% is life-threatening. He was in the stages of dying.
Sullivan's attorney called the accusations false and put the blame on her late husband.
He was not locked in a room. She did not restrain him in any way. She provided food. She provided shelter. She is blown away by these allegations. He was the biological father. He's the one that dictated how his son would be raised. We think as the evidence comes out, you will see that she's not the villain she's being made out to be.
Now, according to the warrant, DCF was first involved back when the victim was in the 4th grade after he kept complaining that he was always hungry. They made 2 visits to the house, according to the warrant. It's unclear, though, their involvement after those 2 visits. We did reach out to the agency for comment. As for Sullivan, her bond was set at $300,000. She's due back here in court later this month. Live in Waterbury, Amanda Pitts, NBC Connecticut News. Keisha?
Amanda, thank you.